Hello everybody and welcome back to my Minecraft modding course, and we're on our third video now, and today we're going to be adding a new block. So we can go right ahead and open Eclipse. Alright, and it's going to ask you what workspace, so just press OK because it should already be on the one that we set up in video 1. Alright, open client src net.minecraft.src and then have this selected right here. Alright, so we're going to start out by making our mod and making a new class. So this button right here, new Java class, click that button. And then for our name, we're going to name it mod underscore, and I'll name it tutorial. Tutorial. Alright, so you need this mod underscore right here. It will not work if you do not have this mod underscore. It's important right there. But right here, this tutorial part, you can essentially name it whatever you want. I'm just going to name tutorial though, so just press finish when you're done. Alright, so this is what it generates for us. Now to start it off, after this mod underscore tutorial, put your cursor and do space extends space base mod. Now, a lot of things in this programming is case sensitive, meaning it has to be uppercase or lowercase in certain situations, and no spaces, spaces, etc. I'm not going to waste time and say every capital and every space and all that, so just try to pay attention and look what I'm doing. You know, watch a little bit, pause it, type it out, that kind of stuff, because it'll take way too long if I take too long explaining everything. Alright, so that's how that's going to be. So at the top here, just press enter twice to have a space there, and type in import space java.util.random and then end it with a semicolon. Okay, so this is red. We're having an error because it wants us to add some unimplemented methods. So just hover over this and click this button right here to add them. So it's going to generate some things for us, and we can delete these, the comments right here. Delete those, and we can delete the add overrides, I believe, too. I think so. Alright, so right here where it says return null, highlight null, and right here is where our version of our mod is going to be. So do quotation mark, and my mod is going to be called tutorial space, okay, and then the version. So version 1.0 and end with the quotation marks there. So you can type in whatever you want there, really. It doesn't really matter. So put that. Alright, so at the end of up here, extends base mod, put it at the end there and enter twice again. And we're going to make our new block right now. So type in public static final space capital block space, and right here is where we're going to declare the name of our block, kind of. So the texture I made was purple, so I'm going to call mine Purplex Ore block. So declaring these names here, you're going to want only the block to be capital, and I suggest putting the block at the end of all new blocks and item at the end of all new items. So we're going to call it Purplex Ore block. Alright, so and then space equals space new block Purplex Ore. Alright, and then that's declaring what class our block is going to have. Parenthesis 190. The 190 is our item ID, and we're just going to pick that because I know that one's not taken. So 190, comma, material dot rock, because it's an ore, we'll do rock there. All right, and then outside of these parentheses here, do dot set, capital block, capital name, parenthesis, quotation, and then whatever you see when you hover over the block. So we're going to call it Purplex, or all nice and fancy, and end the entire line outside of the parentheses with a semicolon. And it should all fix except for that. That's going to stay there for now. That's expected. Alright, so go to the end of this public void load here, and enter twice again. And right here we're going to register the block. So type in capital mod, capital loader, not the O capital, loader, okay, dot register, capital block, okay, parenthesis, and then right here we're going to type in this name of the block that we did right here. So Purplex Ore block. That's going to be within the parentheses here. Oops. Just like that, and then end the line outside of the parentheses with a semicolon. Just like that. All right, at the end, we can press enter twice again, and now we're going to add the name. So capital mod, capital loader, dot add, capital name, parenthesis. All right, and in this first parameter here, we're going to type in the name of the block again. So Purplex Ore block. All right, and then the second set, so comma, space, in the second parameter over here, we're going to type in quotations, and then again what we see when we hover over the block. So Purplex Ore, just like that, and end the whole thing with a semicolon. That's a pretty common thing, you'll notice. All right, so at the end of there, we're going to enter down twice yet again, and here we're going to add a texture override. So basically, when they place this block in the game, it's going to look for a texture. And by default, it's going to look for the spot in terrain.png, that 190, the 190th spot, I believe, for that texture. Okay, but we're not going to edit the terrain.png. We made a separate PNG file, so we need to add an override for that terrain.png file. So we'll start it out with the name of our block again. So Purplex Ore block dot block, capital index, capital in, capital texture, space equals mod loader dot add override. And again, I always do this on accident. No capital O in mod loader there. Okay. Dot add override, and then parenthesis. I think I accidentally put a capital L in here too. Yep. So, okay, parenthesis, and then inside the first parenthesis here, we're going to do quotations slash terrain.png. All right, and then outside of the quotes, comma, space, quotes, and then whatever we called our texture we just made. So this is going to be ore.png. And then end the entire line outside of the parentheses and all with a semicolon. So that's just like that. Now, something that I like to do to stay organized in my files here is put comments. So we'll put some comments in. So right above public static final here, put your cursor and press enter and type in slash slash. And in Java, slash slash basically means a comment. So anything after the slash will not be included in the actual coding. So we can type whatever we want. So slash slash, and we'll call this block-item creation. And we're just doing this to keep organized, and so when I am referring to places, you guys know right where I'm talking about. All right, so let's click above modloader.register block right here. Enter slash slash. We'll call this one block registration. Okay. Now down to the next one, add name, enter slash slash, and we'll type add names. Okay, next one, enter slash slash, and then we'll do texture overrides. All right, so we're pretty organized right here. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add the class for this block Purplex Ore. So hover over this and press create class, and then press finish. Okay, give me a sec here. All right, so inside here, we're going to want to extend this to a block. So after block Purplex Ore, space, extends, block. So it's saying that everything that the block class has, up here somewhere, right there, is also going to be in here. All right, and then same, we're going to import that random. So at the top here, press enter twice, import space java.util.random, and end it with a semicolon. Okay, now we're getting an error because we have to add a constructor. So let's hover over and do the second one here. All right, so in the first parameter here, it says int, so change par1, we'll change that to an I. So change that to I, and then material, par2 material. No, let's do material and then just lowercase material. Okay, so there's that, and then in super here, we're going to change where it says par1, we're going to change that to I, and then where it says par2 material, we're going to change that to a lowercase material. Okay, I spelled this one up here wrong. All right, there we go. So that's that. And let's delete this generated stub there. Okay, so that's pretty much all that, and let me just organize this a little better. This doesn't really matter. You don't need to do this. Leave yours the way it was. But after this bracket here, enter down twice, all right? And then right now we're going to add it so we get the right block back when it drops. And I'm pretty sure this isn't going to work right away anyways because I've been having problems with it. But we'll do this now anyways. So type in public int space ID dropped. Okay, and then in the parentheses we're going to type in int. We'll do this one differently, I guess. We'll just type in par1, comma, space random, space par2 random, comma, int par3. Okay, and then at the end of this, press enter. And I don't know what this is called. I'm going to sound really stupid here, but this bracket right here, next to the P key, to the right of the P key on your keyboard is a bracket. And if you hold shift and press that button, it gives you that little opening squiggly bracket. So that's just what I'm going to call it. So put one of those and then press enter. And then type in return space mod underscore tutorial dot. And then right here we're going to say our block. So Purplex Ore block. So you can just go down to that and press enter or type it in. Dot block ID. And then end that with a semicolon. Alright, so there's that. Wonderful. And so we're done with that. Now we can go back to mod underscore tutorial. Right up here. Alright, and go to the end of the texture override we just did and press enter twice. And we'll add the comment first. So // crafting recipes, and then press enter. So right here we're going to add the crafting recipe. So do mod loader dot add recipe. Okay, parenthesis new space item stack parenthesis, and then what we're going to get out of crafting this. So Purplex Ore block, comma, and then how many we want to get from it. So you can put any number. I'm just going to put 8. So we're going to get 8 Purplex Ore block when we do this recipe. Okay, so outside of the parentheses here, we can delete the second one. Do a comma, space new, space capital object, and then just put one square bracket, opening square bracket, and it'll place both. And go outside of them and put an opening squiggle bracket. And then press enter. So down here, let's see, what's our problem? Oh, I accidentally put a capital L here again. Make sure you spell all this right. Right there, Purplex Ore block. So right here, it's giving us an error on this closing squiggle bracket. So go to there, and at the end of it, put a closing parenthesis and then a semicolon, and that should fix the problem. All right, awesome. So click back up here in the space, and then put quotations, and then go outside of them, put a comma, and then space, quotations, outside of them, put a comma. Space, quotations, outside of them, put a comma. And then press enter, and then do apostrophe. This is important. Make sure right here you're doing apostrophe and not quotations. Inside this apostrophe, we'll put a D, and then outside of them, comma, space, block, dot, and we'll do dirt, comma. Okay. So basically right here, we're declaring a variable, D. So whenever they read D in here, and I'll explain what this is in a second, D represents a block of dirt. So these here are basically the crafting table. So there's 3 spaces in here. So this right here represents the top 3 boxes of a crafting table. This is the middle 3, and this is the bottom 3. So if you wanted to have to fill the entire crafting table with dirt in order to get this block, it would look like this. There you go. And then you have to fill the whole crafting table with a block of dirt, and then you get 8 Purplex Ore blocks. We're going to make it simpler so you can put 1 dirt block anywhere. So we're going to delete the other 2, and we're going to have all but 1 in there. So that's what we're going to keep it as, and then we'll press save. So there's only one more thing left to do, and we need to bring in the texture. So right now, if we load it, you'll see it'll not work. It'll crash. because right down here it says image not found ore.png. So make sure you're scrolled up here so you can see the net.minecraft.src and find the folder where we saved our textures. So Minecraft modding, textures, and we call it ore. So then just click and drag ore over right on top of here. Press OK. Alright, so now you're completely good. You just press run. We'll make a new world here. Survival world. You won't have anything I did because I was messing around with something earlier, but okay. So once this loads, we don't even need to make a crafting table, so let's just grab this block of dirt. Oh. And right when we put it in, we get, beautiful, 8 Purplex Ore right there. And it has our texture, and there's our block. So when we break it, it doesn't come back. I'm not sure why that happens. I have an idea why, but we'll just ignore that for now. So there you go. That's what that is. And notice right now you can punch it and it just breaks instantly. In the next tutorial, I'll be doing an advanced, not really advanced, but more like a block properties tutorial. So we can add some properties to it and do other stuff with it. And there you go. So that's it. That's our adding a new block. So if you want to play around and add more, it's pretty much the same thing. You could just, copy paste these parameters and go down. But that's it. So I'll see you next time for some advanced block properties, and then we'll add a new item after that. So awesome. See you next time, guys.